There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Does it sound good?
Yep.
All right. How you doing, Pastor?
I don't know.
Well, that's not good.
Well, I'm going to call this the negative podcast.
Oh, good. Oh, you're on that. You're on those vibes too. Me too, actually. That's funny.
Oh, good.
That's one of my favorite all-time memes is that picture of that guy. And it says, "Do you want some headphones?" He's like on an airplane and it says, "Do you want some headphones?" And he says, "Well, I sure do, but how did you know my name was Phones?"
That sounds,
Oh, I just lost your sound. Oh, I need to get rid of the shine. Like powder. Need to powder my face or something. I was See how shiny I am?
yeah, it is. I can see that.
What's going on?
I think we've already started the show,
Oh, have we?
but I guess that's the No Name Yet podcast. That's the podcast with no name. And on tonight's show is Roddy. Yay.
Do you think you're ever gonna have a name?
I don't know. I thank you for doing this. I just was anxious to get behind the mic, and that was last week.
Yeah.
And I had this killer weekend that uh, I just did so much work that on the other end of it, I ended up really negative. And so that's why we're calling it the negative podcast.
This is the negative show.
The
Yeah, and
negative.
because I Thomas wanted me on his show, and I couldn't one time. Then I said yes, but then like I completely forgot to do what I was supposed to do for it, and so then I canceled on that one, and I haven't done my show for a while. But I had my excuse for because he told me to watch some movies, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that, and I didn't. But that was that whole weekend. I was all drugged up because I got appendicitis.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, and so I got surgery, and so that weekend I was just at the house, and then, which was why I was like, oh yeah, I can watch three movies. I'm just sitting here, but then I just didn't.
Okay. So, what? Tell me what tipped you off. Like, what was going on with you? Because I had appendicitis too. I just wondered, like, how did you feel? Like, that said I think I need to go to the hospital.
Just because things don't usually knock me down, man, and this was bad, bad pain. It started in the morning, like at around 9:30 while I was at work, and I thought it was just regular stomach pain. But I took some Alka-Seltzer, had some Pepto-Bismol, went to the bathroom a bunch of times, hoping it would, and then I drank like some 7-Up to try to burp it out. It felt like it was just like really pressured gas. So I was like, if I just like try to burp it out, maybe fart it out or something. And I
Yeah.
burped a bunch. I actually threw up once, but there was no relief at all.
Okay. All right.
And so I got home and it just got unbearable. I was like, but if my brother gets home and it still hurts, I'll tell him to take me to the hospital. I didn't even make it that long. It was like 5 o'clock. I was like, I just got to get my ass to the hospital. So I did. They're like, yep, it's your appendix.
Now, how long did it take him to figure it out?
It was pretty quick, surprisingly quick. They just did a CT scan
Okay.
within, well, I got there probably about 5:30 and I was out of surgery by 9:30 p.m. So it was fairly quick.
Yeah. So so when I woke, this was a long time ago. When I woke up, I had like an ache, but I had this really strange feeling and taste in the back of my throat. And I just knew something was wrong.
Hmm.
And then when I went to the emergency room, they started with, I don't know if it was an MRI or a CT, and then they went down to the next, and then they did an X-ray, and then they did like a blood test. And like after 4 hours of tests, I guess it was the blood test that tipped them off.
Oh, really?
This is well,
What
they
if
were.
this didn't the scan tip him off, whatever kind of scan they did?
I guess it didn't. Whatever imaging they did didn't. But I'm talking. I mean, this was maybe 1998,
Mm.
1999.
Did they slice you open then, or was it the small incisions?
Uh, it was just a small incision.
Because with me, they were like, if it's ruptured, we'll have to slice you open, but if not, and it wasn't, they just did the like three. I have one like under my belly button, one on my belly button, one up here on the side. They
Oh,
just
no,
three
no, no.
little
Yeah, they sliced me open.
the three little holes and zapped it, I guess. So I'm
Okay.
like, so which is good because the recovery is a lot better. I'm up
Yeah.
at them now.
Yeah, at the time they were like, yeah, you can go back to work in a couple days. And I'm like, write it for longer, please.
Yeah,
That
I'm out of vacation days for the year. My year starts in July, so oh my God, I wish this would have happened after my starting point, so I could take more days off and have them paid. But what I did, it was that was on a Thursday, and I was on Fridays, so I didn't go to work on Friday. I had a DJ gig booked for a graduation party,
uh-huh.
and I was almost canceled it, but then I was like, you know what? The money I make there, if I can just tough it out. I had my brother help me with loading and unloading speakers and setting up everything because I couldn't lift anything heavy. But I'm like, if I tough it out one night, that's like 4 days worth of pay at my regular job. So I just took like 4 days off.
Oh, okay. And you're feeling good now?
Oh yeah, pretty good. I went back to work last week and still like there's been a few times where I lift something a little too heavy and it feels like the thing's gonna come apart, but I'm just more careful with it. But I'm good. I feel good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that we can get these things done still.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's been a while since we've talked. How did your Santa gigs go?
Oh, is that how long it's been?
Yeah.
I didn't book a whole lot because, but I kind of didn't expect to where it was my first year. But I did have one at a location at a restaurant, and that was fun. And then I had one for a birthday party for it was more of a more adult oriented kind of thing, which was kind of fun too, though. But
Oh, cool.
but it was good.
So was Santa
Hopefully this year.
naughty?
Oh, I like because they gave me a microphone. I was able to get in a few
Okay.
adult jokes, you know. I can't remember really now, but I know I was, a little bit more risque.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's where I go with it.
Yeah. Right. You know.
Yeah.
Um, so we're doing everything out of order. So on the show tonight is Roddy from Idaho,
Yep.
who has his own podcast, Roddy Radio,
Yeah.
which can
Yeah.
be,
We're over 100 episodes now. We did the 100th episode a couple weeks ago. Oh, you
okay.
were on that at the very end there.
Yeah, I did the outro.
You were able to pray for us.
Yes. How was the prayer received?
It was good. I got a couple messages. My friend Mike, who also has a podcast, he's from here in Idaho, and he messaged me, sent me a voicemail. He's like, "Who's the guy that did the prayer at the end?" That was came out of nowhere. I was like, it was good. I thought it was a great addition.
Yeah. So 100 episodes, how's that feel?
Feels good. It's a landmark for sure. It's like you live and learn. The couple of weeks before we got to 100, I started listening back to like the older episodes, like back like when we were only doing audio. It's a whole different vibe.
Hmm.
It was a very different show, but things change, things evolve.
Yeah. Yeah. So so when we were talking, I don't think that conversation is going to make the cut, but I'm in a mood.
Yeah, yeah. What's going on with you? Why are you so negative these days?
Well, a lot of it is my work volume. I did get a promotion at work.
Oh, what do you now like? You get to kill them instead of just watch them die?
No. I'm now the chaplain supervisor,
Oh, okay.
and I'm appreciating the challenge. But on top of, um, I'm pastoring the church by myself over the summer. My bishop uh, took a sabbatical.
Why?
Well, he's been in ministry over 20 years and never has taken a sabbatical.
Oh,
So,
okay. He just
um,
needed some time.
yeah, yeah. And I do this and that for the church, and the workload has just been really big. And they say all work and no play makes Jack a negative boy.
Negative boy. So have you just been like a grumpy old man these last
No,
days?
it's hasn't been grumpy. It's just um I've just had this like feeling of resentment in my spirit. And
Oh, wow.
and I'm working on it. And at least I can testify to the fact that my faith is wholesome enough, and I've finally started to mature in my late
Finally.
50s. Yeah.
That's good.
To say I don't want to feel like this, and taking times to, address it in a spiritual and meditative way. Um, but I mean, there's been an undertow of this for a while, and I guess one of the things uh, I wanted to talk to you about, because we would talk about the state of the country and the world in
Hmm.
past episodes, is last time I talked to you, you were attending protests and you were crossing the political line and talking to the Trumpers to and to make peace. Um,
Yeah.
so where are you now?
I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of action anymore here. They still do like the rallies here and there, but it's been, I don't know, I think unfortunately things cool down. Sometimes you wish they kept escalating until something happened. I mean, we get news about what's going on with our leaders and what they've been guilty of, or at least very lots of evidence supporting claims, and still nothing happens. You still have people getting their rights violated for not being white, um, but it gets too normalized to where people aren't outraged anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's still happening, the same stuff's still happening, but nothing really goes on. But what can one do? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing is, what can we do? It's it's a it's a mystery.
Yeah. And so it's tough that way, but we're still a couple of episodes on the podcast we got, and it was because they searched us out, was this guy that was running for state legislature, and then this trans woman who was running for governor, and she didn't win the primary though. But those were interesting conversations to have.
Hmm.
But and we actually I lost a listener on that because on YouTube, a follower of ours from England, of all places, she'd been following us for a while, and very engaging follower. She would always comment on everything, on every short, on every episode. And but she said, she didn't like. Oh, she's like, another one bites the dust, another podcast going political, and I'm like, we've always kind of been, and it's not like this is all we're doing now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Well, it's just all Americans. All they talk about is politics." I was like, "Well, that's why you guys put up with the monarchy. You guys can do that. We're not going to do that. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue to talk about this stuff." But oh well. So we're
Well,
down to 6 listeners, I think, which is a real shame. But oh well.
you've got more listeners than that.
That's the running gag on the show, though. Is our shout out to our 7 listeners and
Oh,
stuff. So
okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been podcasting almost a whole year, and maybe we'll have one.
there. Well, and it gets that way. I feel like we go on these runs where we'll film. two or three podcasts in a week, and then we'll have them backlogged, and we'll be able to put them out, week after week for a couple months, and then we all get busy with our own stuff. And like right now, it's been probably about a month since we've dropped anything. So, and we're seeing that even with like Thomas's podcast and everything. It's like it's just I don't know. It's like it's important to us, but it's definitely not like front and center. I feel like it used to be,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean the big thing for me is I just got burnt out from the editing.
oh, see, that's I guess that's more of an issue with the way you do it, or I don't know. I always try to make sure nobody does anything where I'm gonna have to do a whole lot of heavy editing. I started using like because we for the most part mine is all in person stuff, so but I started using a lesser quality camera, but it just runs for 2 hours straight without having to restart it.
Oh, okay.
So it's lesser quality, but it's a lot less editing. I just sync it up and we're good to go pretty much. So
So you just answered my question.
what was your
I was
question?
looking at some of your shorts and I was wondering if you were like using like the cartoon mode. Eh,
The reason the shorts look like that is because the shorts look different than the full version because the full version is just the raw video pretty much. Sometimes I'll mess with color grading a little bit here and there, but for the most part it's just how it is. It's this old flip camera from 2007 that I'm using. But when I do the shorts, when I edit them, there is a little AI upscale thing that I do on them, and so sometimes they look a little weird, kind of painting like at times.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it sharpens them up real nice, but sometimes it does look a little weird. But I'm fine with it.
Yeah, yeah. So speaking of AI, what is your view on AI?
That's helpful tools like that for editing. Uh, I mean, there's even I use can't even remember what it's called. Maybe it's for the best. But there's a thing you can subscribe to. You'll submit your whole episode, and it gives you a bunch of clips, bunch of reels ready with captions, everything. Really nicely done, and it gives you a grade. Like if you post this one, you got a good chance of engagement. Like A plus, and then like towards the lower ones are ones that they don't, the AI doesn't think will be too engaging or whatever. But I hardly ever use that. I use it for the political ones because I think those were when it's something more cut and dry, AI does really well with them.
Hmm.
But like when it's something our weird off the wall conversations, AI doesn't know what to clip. So I usually just do those manually.
Okay.
But so I do use the tools. I'm not like super against it. I am against the AI art and any AI music, anything that's where it's doing the creative part. I
Hmm.
want the tool to free me up so I can do more creative stuff and less editing. It's like you said, it sucks. Editing fucking sucks. But if AI can do it and that gives me more time to be more creative, then that's great. Now, as far as all the water it's using, all these arguments like that, it's like the information, we have the information, and it's up to each person to decide whether they're going to use it or not. And I try not to get too preachy about it. I have my opinion on it. I think it's terrible that which is another reason aside for even if I wanted to make art with AI, I wouldn't because of the water usage and all this stuff.
Hmm.
But you know it too, so it's up to you if you use it or not. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because it kind of comes back to what we were saying before. Like, what's one guy? What am I gonna do to change it?
Hmm.
I'll do my part. I'm not gonna force you to do anything. So,
Right. Yeah. I mean, I use it sparingly. I really experimented with it when ChatGPT first, you know,
yeah.
uh, caught my attention, and I was amazed with some of the things that it could do. Where it's most helpful to me is research for sermons,
Oh,
and I try if I have any question about the information that's come across, then I don't use it, but or I try to verify it.
I was gonna say if it's verifiable, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I started cutting real back when I heard about the water and power usage
Yeah. But that
and
kind of stuff has been going on forever. It's like the reason, you look into even like down in Mexico, how many there were so many small towns, small cities that didn't have any clean water to drink because the Coca-Cola plant was using up all the clean water to make
hmm
Coke. And that's why everybody is addicted to Coca-Cola because that was the only clean water they had, the only potable water they had. And then of course you have like the water. What was it? That place in Michigan, Flint.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, when it comes to water, there's always been issues, and I don't know. It's tough because it's like sometimes sometimes you have not so much that you want to justify it, but it's like I wouldn't want to live in Flint, Michigan, but I'm not
right, yeah,
from, but also I'm not from there, so it's like so you got to think like, what if this water stuff was affecting me here where I live, where I've grown up, and where I love? It's like, would I move away or would I sit here and fight for my water rights? It's
hmm
tough. So you just hope it doesn't happen to you, and I think that's most of us. The way of thinking is like we know what's right and wrong, but if it's not affecting us, it's really easy to look the other way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what do you think about the idea that um, number one, that the ICE detention centers really weren't built for immigrants, but they were built for us, and that the AI data centers are going to be surveilling us, and if we get out of line, they're going to throw us in the detention center.
Oh, is that a thing? Is that a theory now?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, at this point, it would not surprise me. So many things have happened now that I never thought would have happened.
yeah,
But uh, but yeah, I mean that's a scary thought. I mean, is
yeah.
it gonna end up being us versus the machines? Terminator, Maximum Overdrive style?
No, I think before that would even happen, it would just be us against the billionaire class.
Yeah, that's true too. That's another uprising. Now they're starting to become trillionaires.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing like how a lot of these guys can get rich because they can configure things on paper and change rules.
Yeah.
You know. Um, so and it just and that because so many things have changed since we last talked, and if we haven't lost any potential listener by now, uh, I did want more comedy in this, but
It's hard. It's hard to do comedy these days.
yeah,
It's like I always say that been saying that on my podcast for the past year and a half. It's like I want to go back to where our old podcast we would just talk about Cars 2 being the superior Cars movie and the Human Centipede being the best trilogy of all time and all this stupid shit.
yeah,
But now eventually, whether we want to or not, the conversation always steers towards what's going on.
yeah,
And it gets kind of heavy, gets kind of negative. It's like, yeah, I wish we could just sit here and make dick and fart jokes. I love that. But
yeah, yeah,
but we're human and when people start complaining about us being political, it's like we're political in existence. We're being affected. And if we're not, we're very close to being affected. So why would we not try to stop it?
right. Hey, yeah. So speaking of comedy, I've been watching a lot of Kill Tony lately.
Oh, you like that guy?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I do have to call it a guilty pleasure because, you know, some of the stuff is inappropriate and but I like it. I came, I was in improvisational comedy with a
Yeah.
troupe for a few years and there was never any constraints on what we could say or do. We were kind of self-regulating. So when it comes to comedy, I give people the latitude,
Did
you
you
know.
guys get pretty raunchy though, or did you kind of take
Um,
advantage of that?
we could. It was more not necessarily myself, but there was one particular woman that would really go there. And I'm glad you asked that question because this sets up one of my favorite stories of doing improvisational comedy. The director at the time had said that he thought that the troupe was depending too much on raunchy humor and toilet humor. And he wanted us to do some clean sets because we had done this first night in Saratoga, um, and we did it in a Lutheran church. And we were told by the organizers that we had to be clean, squeaky clean.
Yeah,
So we go to do this show, and I mean, we went in with that mindset, and we put on one of the best shows we ever did. And the problem was keeping the mothers with children clean, squeaky clean. Because we'd ask for a suggestion, and they'd be like, sex,
sex party. Yeah.
and you're like, okay, another suggestion, please. So we had proved that we didn't need that to be funny. And
That's good. I think that's a good exercise for anybody trying to do comedy in any writing or anything. Is like try to challenge yourself to be clean because it is a lot easier to say something dirty and be
yeah.
have it be funny.
So at this particular juncture, when the director was saying that he wanted us to be clean, we went up and put up one of our regular shows, and we were clean all the way through until the end when this guy Joe and this woman Kara were doing this. I forgot what the scene was about, but it was in a farmer's field. And it ended with her turning her behind toward the audience and becoming a shit cannon as Joe would pull the cord and go,
Just blasting the people with shit.
yeah. And I just started laughing outright off stage, and I almost fell on the floor because after the whole set being clean and then to end the show that way, it was brilliant. I mean,
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
yeah. That's funny. It's I've my friend that has he owns a venue here where they do music shows mostly. They do all sorts of events now, and they then comedy. And he's been pushing me to do stand up for a while now, for about a year now. And I started writing down a lot of ideas,
Uh-huh.
and I stumbled upon because he also hosts an open mic night at this Irish pub, and I did one time the one time I went with my guitar and did a couple songs, and that was pretty fun. But then this last about a month ago, because they only do it once a month, and I just happened to be in town when he hit me up, so I was like, yeah, I'll stop by for a bit. And oh, you know what? It's usually on like the last Monday of the month, and this was after Memorial Day, so they switched it to Tuesday.
Okay.
And so like nobody signed up because I think nobody knew it was going to be on a Tuesday. And so they had like two people that had signed up, and so I showed up, and they're like, you should go up and I was like, I didn't bring guitar or anything. He's like, do some stand up. And I was like, I have ideas written down, nothing polished. So I tried it, and it went pretty well. But
Oh,
I kind
good.
of did the same thing because the when I did, there's been three different times. The first time I was also there, and they were just like, "Oh, tell a joke," and I told a joke, and the joke I said was I don't really like using the expression "doing God's work." Because that could mean anything. That could mean I'm impregnating 13-year-olds.
Good joke.
And so there was a mixture of laughter and like, ooh, like not booze, but just like,
Yeah, yeah. Like,
and
oh,
so
you
they're,
crossed the
and
line.
they're like, yeah, yeah. So my friend was like, ah, that was little much. And
That wasn't much. That was a good joke.
second time, but
It's
and
biblical.
and I wasn't prepared. And yeah, and so when I did the music thing, um, at the when I was done play, playing the two songs that I played, they were like, "Oh yeah, promote your podcast." So I just said, "Yeah, well, yeah, we have this podcast." And my friend Melissa, who also helps run the open mic, I'm like, "Yeah, we're on YouTube and Spotify, and we talk about a little bit about everything." And she's like, "It's uncensored," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's uncensored. We say cunt," and so same kind of reaction. And so his thing when I actually did a little bit of stand up was kind of the not so much keep it clean, but like don't get too outrageous, at least not till the end. So yeah, so I did okay. Most of my stuff that ideas that I've wrote down was a lot of stuff about like aging, like about how I'm almost 40 and stuff. And then like just at the very end, I was like, you know what? And I have this written down. It's got nothing to do with anything else I talked about. But I always see on internet forums and stuff people saying that MAGA people saying that Trump could cure cancer and the left would still hate him. And I said, well, it's not so much that, but we just know that if he ever cured cancer, it's just so that less children died so he could fuck them. And so that was what I closed with. It was great.
Good. Yeah. Excellent.
But yeah, I kind of want to try that more though. And I've
Yeah.
been watching a lot because I've always liked stand up. But have you noticed? And this is just from watching reels and stuff and comics that post reels to promote themselves and stuff. So much of it is like forced crowd work now. It used to be the only time any stand up would talk to the crowd was if there was a heckler or something.
Yeah.
And now a lot of these guys, I don't even know if they have anything prepared. They just get up on stage and start calling people out. I'm like, hey, look at this guy. Is that your who you with? Is that your sister? Is that your wife? Like that's not funny.
Yeah. Because I think that the crowd work is I mean, it's still stand up, but it's almost its own art form.
Yeah, yeah.
And like somebody contacted me and they had tickets to Sinbad.
Oh no.
And I took them and my dad and I went. And I'd never seen Sinbad before. I mean, almost the whole show was crowd work.
Oh really?
And the guy he was a master.
Yeah.
Um, just in the moment, like hitting beats and uh doing callbacks from things that he had picked up from the audience and um references about the area. And I mean, he was just very good. And I have encountered the videos you're referring to where people really aren't that great at it.
No.
Yeah,
But yeah, I can see Sinbad being because he's one of the greats, and he's been doing it for so long. It's like,
yeah, because it was all smooth,
yeah,
and we were laughing the whole time.
I like Sinbad.
Um,
Do you ever wonder why Sinbad isn't like more famous? Like, why isn't he? Why is he not in stuff anymore? He's never in movies anymore or TV.
yeah, I'm not sure. I think I had looked into that, and I think he had some kind of trouble. But I like anything, and you can fall out of favor quick in
Yeah,
circles like that. You know.
yeah. They stopped calling you for whatever reason.
And I think there's probably a certain amount of hustle that needs to occur to keep yourself in the limelight too.
Yeah,
Though the one thing that Kill Tony has really opened my mind to is just like how many comedians are out there that are making a living, but they're not on national television, but they are making a living.
yeah. You notice that with actors too, and a lot of comics kind of do that, do a lot of acting gigs too to as for a living. But you notice how many actors there are that are working. They work for decades, and that's what they live off of. But they're not famous.
Yeah,
But they get a commercial here, they get a movie here, saying one line, they get a TV show, doing a couple things, and they survive like that. It's pretty amazing.
yeah.
It's one of those things I wish I would have known that at a younger age. I would have gone to Hollywood and tried something
Hmm.
out.
Well, you look at a guy like John Lithgow, and
Oh yeah.
um, he's on stage almost all the time. People like, where's John Lithgow? He's on stage. That's where
That's
he,
another thing I've noticed a lot with actors. It's like if a lot of times if a really good actor you haven't seen him in anything, if you look into it, they've been doing stage shows for years now,
yeah, yeah.
which is cool.
So, Kill Tony's kind of been my outlet, and I've blocked off Monday nights to watch the new episode every Monday night.
Oh, is that when they show?
Yeah, it doesn't matter like what's going on and what's due. Um, and I'm gonna watch Kill Tony. So I've been working. I mean, I haven't written much. Um, I don't know if I'll ever go try to get on the show or do an open mic around here. I'd have to get, put put on my, to find some courage.
Yeah.
I probably could muster it, but I want to run them by you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
they're
yeah.
they're pretty they're pretty bad, I think, but
Sometimes that's good though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu went to summer camp, and Netanyahu took the top bunk.
That's pretty good. I like that one because I think
Yeah,
that would be the reaction is no laughter for a second or two, then a couple awkward laughs.
yeah. And then he wet the bed. So, so what do you call the cesspool that billionaires hang out with? New York City. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Billionaires don't live in New York City, and they don't pay taxes either.
Oh,
Ooh. They say that Jeffrey Epstein had compromising photos of the richest, most powerful men in the world having sex with minors. I don't think that they had sex with minors. They just didn't want pictures of their little dicks out in the public. Oh wait, I screwed that one up. I screwed that one up. I don't think that I don't think they mess with minors. I just don't. I just think that they didn't want their underoos and their tiny junk on MSNBC. But I mean, if you have to have your little wee exposed on national television, why not MSNBC? It's body positive.
no dick shaving.
And then just one last quick one. What's Jeffrey Epstein's favorite drink? Pedialyte.
That's
Ta-da!
good. See, I think you could do. Think you're on the right track there, Rich.
All right. I think you are too.
Do you think Epstein killed himself?
No.
Mm.
I I mean the more you hear about it, um I mean a lot of the people that I really felt, were dedicated to the truth. I mean, I don't really have a lot of evidence that they're not dedicated to the truth, but everything has just been morphing, like
Yeah.
people's perspectives and things like that. I'm in a spot where, I mean, I definitely do not depend on the mainstream media.
No, yeah, you
I
can't.
mean, it's. I mean, if I want to know what the propaganda of the day is, then yeah, I do. Um, but like I take I take the things people are saying from the people I trusted the most with a grain of salt at this point.
Yeah.
Um, but I've heard a couple of people say that there are photographs of the ear of the corpse, and it's not the same ear
Oh, yeah.
of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So, and then there's something else too. I don't know if it has to do with the teeth or there's something like markedly different. Um, so I don't know.
I remember that's the first thing I ever heard and learned about Jeffrey Epstein was that he was found hung in his jail cell. Before that, I didn't know who he was. I hadn't heard anything. And so I would always hear that, like people saying, well, he didn't kill himself. And so, but, it's funny, like you just slowly start learning more and more about things and you're like, okay. And so you kind of sway one way or another on your opinion about it. But yeah,
Yeah, I think the most frustrating thing for me is that I actually thought that something was going to be exposed, and
yeah. Well,
you know,
that's everybody. Yeah.
yeah, just like I'm furious at myself that I actually thought that Trump wasn't going to get us in more wars.
Yeah.
Um,
He says it's not a war, but then he said it is a war.
yeah, I mean, but he's just engaging in the same treachery as we've been doing for the last 26 years.
Yeah.
Regime change, all this stuff. Um, it just the level of powerlessness. I mean, we were educated, that this is a government by the people, and
Yeah.
um, that I've been anti-war my whole life, and um, this maniac comes on the political scene, but his first term, he didn't start any new wars, which was a first for the 21st century.
Yeah.
And then the second term, I was just hopeful he was going to be able to somehow quash the neoconservatives, and he's controlled by the neoconservatives now, and just delivering them their every wet dream they've ever had. Venezuela, Cuba, Iran.
Yeah. Greenland.
It's like I feel like that oh, I forgot the guy's name from Monty Python. Um he was in that movie A Fish Called Wanda. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Nah.
Oh, you got to see that movie. It's a comedy. Kevin Kline won the Oscar for his performance in that. It's a comedy. And so the guy from Monty Python, well, there's a couple guys from Monty Python in it. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. Um, he's an assassin, but he loves animals and he's trying to kill this woman. And every time he tries to kill this woman, something happens. She has like 3 or 4 dogs. And every time he tries to kill her, like he knocks something off and squashes one of the dogs. And like like, killing him inside, you know. And he tries something else, and another one of the dog dies, and she's still alive, you know. And so when Trump came on the scene, that I feel like him, like Venezuela, Iran, Cuba, we're still doing like, oh my God, I thought.
Shit. Well, that's the thing. That's a lot of people had those hopes. I mean, I think it was easier for some of us to see it just from life experiences, seeing that, you know, I mean, I trust no politicians, left
No.
or right, Republican or Democrat, but
Well,
and it,
it was such a conflict.
and even just based on your own morals and stuff, like I pointed it out a long time ago, like when the whole grab him by the pussy thing was going on,
Hmm.
I said, there's kids in that generation, well, that was like 10 years ago now. Those kids learned that what that means from the president. I learned what a cum stain is from a president.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was in third grade and we were able to watch some of the news on the Bill Clinton stuff. They're showing a blue dress with a cum stain on it. You don't know what that is at third grade, but I learned it.
Hmm.
It's like, is that where we should be learning these? things
Right. Yeah.
from the president. They're all scumbags. And I don't mind that they're scumbags, it's that they pretend to be so holier than thou.
Right. Yeah.
They try to act like they're not. It's like, just be a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Lean
all
into it.
scumbags. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Because I mean, when it comes to war, it's just one party, and
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing that continues to just blow my mind, um, is the people that I mean, I can understand why people would take sides and pick a party.
Yeah.
Um, but to believe the mainstream network of your choice and to argue those points when there's so much more information out there of people that have been in a diplomatic corps, in the foreign service, are constitutional lawyers that are broadcasting on podcasts and giving a different perspective that rarely ever gets in the mainstream. And the frustration I have is the lack of curiosity on the part of a lot of people. And then when you bring up an alternative perspective, that you're either accused of um, siding with one side or the other, or being a conspiracy theorist, and just to stand back and to know. I mean, just like the Christian religion is based on the Trinity.
Yeah.
And then when you delve into the Trinity a little bit, you understand that the Father and the Son, attention would not be divine. It's the third way. It's what makes God alive, what makes God dynamic, is it's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It's not a binary. There's another choice. And the fact that our country can't embrace the other choice, or either consider the other choice, lest you accuse somebody of uh, being something nefarious. Uh, it it goes between maddening to hilarious to ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Uh,
what's interesting about that point that you're making is how many conservatives are super Christian, supposedly. You would think they would think of it that same way, because
yeah,
that is a very Christian view of it, but they're not. They're only Christian in the ways that are convenient for them, that work out for them.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean anybody can be guilty of that, is using
Yeah.
God to
I think,
justify
yeah, I
your
think everybody
viewpoint.
is at one point, nobody's perfect, but
Yeah. I mean the utter contempt that I have for the ruling class of the nation, I do recognize is an affront to God. And
you think so?
vengeance is his,
Mm,
and so the way I read the scriptures is, you know, coming from different scriptures, is that um, I should be in a more peaceful and assured state, knowing that um, to make it simple, God is in control.
yeah. See,
And
that that principle was a big part of me not believing in anything anymore. Because to me, all that sounds like that was made up so that we wouldn't fight,
now
to keep us
I
apart.
understand that argument,
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean you don't speak up. Um, I'm talking about the way I feel inside.
I mean, I see so many people that get fucked over, and say, you know what, this is all part of God's plan. It's like, no, it's not. You're just getting fucked
Yeah,
over.
I'm not talking about pacifism. Um, what I'm saying is when I don't have an opportunity to find myself in a spot to speak up or to protest or to put my body in the way of something. And I've got to make it through a week of work.
Yeah,
And I watch the news and I carry this resentment in my spirit. What's that going to do? That's not going to change anything in the world, And so to engage spiritually and to try to comprehend wickedness in the world,
yeah,
and that is it's existed from the beginning of human history. How do I put myself in a better spiritual state so when the opportunity comes up to speak up and to do those things to try to change things, um, I'm not grinding my teeth or my spirit.
yeah,
You understand where I'm coming at it?
yeah.
I mean, there's such thing as righteous anger, and then there's such thing as carrying a lot of resentment and hatred, which is
So how do you let that out? How do you stop carrying that around?
for me, it's meditation and prayer,
Yeah.
and recognizing that Paul says in his letters, flesh, and there's a Franciscan friar that encourages people to read flesh as ego, and is it my will be done or is it God's will be done? And I mean,
Is that
left to
like where is that what all the like the old fashioned hermits would focus on, those sort of things? Where they'd sit there and just live by themselves and deprive themselves of any what do they call it? Like any pleasures of the flesh, anything. They'd sit there and beat themselves up and stuff.
yeah,
And they
I think
thought
there
that
was an
was
element of that,
that
and
was them getting closer to godliness by punishing their own flesh.
well, that's a specific sect. I can't remember their name.
Yeah.
What's funny about that is when I was in clinical pastoral education, there was a Seventh Day Adventist that um, visited a patient in a nursing home that was a part of that sect, and he said, "I just could never understand why somebody would do something like that to get closer to God." And we're on Zoom, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Oh, I grew up Catholic. I can understand it
It's kind
perfectly."
of the same thing, yeah.
I mean, not that I would go to that extent, but
But I
you
mean, even
know,
in Catholicism, you see that in different countries where they do the Passion of the Christ thing, and they sit there and whip each other and whip themselves, and some places go way out and like slice their backs open with blades and stuff, and all to recreate the Passion, and they get faux crucified and stuff, and it's like. There's some places that straight up do drive nails into their hands and stuff, and it's like, why? Like, you think this is gonna absolve you? And then sometimes I think the people that do that, that's their blind faith, maybe trying to cover up. Maybe they've done some really terrible things, and they think this is the way to make up for it in a way. I'm
yeah,
not
I
sure if
don't know. I'd
that's
have to talk to. I mean, I'd be interested in talking to several people. I'm sure that
yeah,
not all of them are doing it for the same reasons.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
In Mexico, the Catholicism, a lot of it is there's a lot of my child is sick, so you pray to Jesus or to the Virgin Mary or to whatever saint and say if you let my children if you let my child be healed and move on, then this December or this whenever your patron party is, I'll travel to your big cathedral on my knees and you see these people walking up Mexico City up to uh, the Virgin of Guadalupe just on their knees, kneeling, not even walking, kneeling, crawling
Hmm.
all the way there from, miles away. And because oh, thanks to my prayer, she cured my son. Not because of the doctors or anything. It was because of my prayer. And so now I have to do this where I kneel my way all the way up and bloody up my knees. And I don't know. It just never made sense to me.
Yeah. I don't know.
And and you would think, I mean, you're a priest. If I told you I was going to do that, would you encourage me or would you try to discourage me from doing that?
I'd ask you, I'd investigate why.
Don't you think it would be a good responsibility for priests to discourage those sort of things?
Well, it depends.
Because that's not helping anybody.
I mean, on the face of it, yeah, I
That's
would
not
want to
helping
say,
that's not helping their souls. It's not their helping their body. It's not helping the church.
um,
How about instead of doing that, let's try to do something helpful.
um, so I think it's a multi, um, there's a lot of dynamics to it and context that, I mean, first establishing, is this out of a superstition? Um, but let me give you an example. I went to this, I went to a gun show in Puyallup, Washington when I lived in Tacoma with a guy who worked security with. And when we came out, there was two guys outside carrying crosses, heavy crosses. And I think they were doing like 2 to 3 miles a day. And we talked to the one guy, and he was staying at a halfway house. He had gotten clean from drugs, and this was his way of honoring Christ for helping him get clean. And I mean, I would say it borderlined on grueling,
But
and
so what you're saying is that one did help him out. It did something for him because it was keeping him clean.
it did something for him. And when I listened to him talk, I really, my gut was telling me that his devotion was real.
Hmm.
Um,
But devotion's so much easier when you've been brainwashed too, though.
I suppose. And I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but in my experience talking to people in different mental states over the last 9 years, um, I would say that there is a definite difference between the vocal quality and articulation of someone with devotion as opposed to someone with fanaticism or say what do you, I forgot what the term is, like religious ideation.
Hmm.
I'm not
Or
saying
even
it,
ulterior motives, like people that just milk it for the money and stuff like that too. So
yeah,
those I think are more obvious, but I guess not because a lot of people fall for people that are money chasing and using the word of the Lord for that.
yeah. And I guess somebody crawling miles. I guess my first question is, when did God say that that was required?
Yeah. Show me in any of these books that are the word of God where he said you should do this.
Yeah, but there is like when I think of my seminary education and think about the early bishops,
Hmm.
and the way that somebody described the ecumenical, the floors of the ecumenical councils. Like there were guys missing fingers, arms, legs, ears, and they wore it proudly because they had been mutilated for Christ.
It's crazy, man.
Um, yeah, it was a different time,
Hmm.
you know. So when it comes to like inflicting pain on oneself, uh, I'm generally opposed to it, but I'm not completely opposed to it.
Yeah.
In that, is there like the guys that hit themselves are trying to emulate what Christ went through, and there's a certain curiosity on. I'd like I'd be curious to talk to one of these people and to hear what they experience.
Yeah. And as a good judge of character, like you said, you would be able to,
What's that?
as a good judge of character, you would be able to kind of discern if it was fanaticism or if it was, or if they really truly are feeling
Yeah,
something more than that in their devotion.
and I mean, I do think that I've developed the skill for
Hmm.
it, and part of having a skill is knowing to always check yourself. Um, but there's a lot of cues on where someone's head might be at.
Yeah. Did you ever watch, have you watched the Human Centipede 2 yet? Like I
I
told you
haven't
to?
watched any of them.
No. No. Because there's the one scene in the Human Centipede 2 where that guy starts jacking off with sandpaper.
Oh my God.
That'd be inflicting self-pain, you know.
I guess it would. Well, I think that's a good place to end it.
It wasn't as negative as I thought it was going to be, honestly, but
Yeah, I was like talking to you. Thank you for doing this. I do have to say I was shocked at first that you asked me to pray at the end of your 100th episode.
it's because I missed the prayers on your show. That was always so much fun, especially when you had Justin Simbidis on,
Yeah, yeah.
because he was just completely detached from the prayer.
Com Completely detached.
He's got a kick out of that.
Yes. Well, let's end with some prayer.
All right, I'm down.
All right. So, Father God, I thank you that we could have dialogue tonight, and that God, I just ask that you always be in the mix. That Lord, I ask that you create a hedge of protection around Roddy and his family. That God, you allow Roddy to continue to bring joy to people's lives through his music, his podcast, and his comedy. And that God, allow his children to thrive. And that God, at least one of us here is asking that we always recognize your presence, and that God, you bless us, you keep us, and that may we experience joy even of times of trouble. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Yes.